Shalom, shalom. This is Kapadia, a.k.a. Pops, at GMS Chicago with another sit-down. Before I get started, though, like always, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kakodash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York, elders out of Connecticut, elder bishops out of Connecticut, and the apostles down in Texas. I send double honors because they do rule well. But brethren around the world pushes truth uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, the ugly of the scriptures, the prophecies, breaking them down correctly, declaring war on the planet, send salutations. For the hopeful elect, I hope this is edifying. For the aquaf, the few and the true, that listen and sincere to chair to keep doing so. But for the scorn and scoff and reprobate 2/3 Israelites and 17 other nations who are in the midst of Jacob's trouble, it is going to get a whole lot worse. Anyway, you can see the title on this. I guess this magazine is called Mirror, but it says, Inside Arnold Schwarzenegger, abandoned mansion, complete with 40,000 lira, old motorbikes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is Canada. Inside bodybuilder's abandoned mansion in Ontario, Canada. Okay, so Arnold owned this place in Canada. Okay. I read through the article real quick, so it's about 30 years or so this has been abandoned. My son's about 35 or so. So this would have had to been, probably the mid-90s or so when he abandoned this thing. It hasn't been there, whatever. You know, he had done his Predators and those kinds of movies. His first Predator, I think, came out in the 80s. Commandos was in the 80s. Red Heat or whatever that was, where he played some kind of Russian cop or whatever, and this type of thing. So these are the movies that he had gotten on with. I guess he had this. But like I said, I'm going to read that and I'm going to pull some scriptures up because, you know, and it's funny because his name is Schwarzenegger. And both of those, literally his name is his last name is double black. Schwartz meaning black and Nager meaning black. So his last name literally is a double thing, tundra of meaning black. But his actions don't come off as that. And what I mean by that is he's very wasteful. And I'm gonna let this speak on that. The empty property, okay, Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay, 40,000 lira old motorbikes, okay. The empty property has likely been deserted for 3 decades and is filled with trinkets and a nod to Arnold Schwarzenegger, including fitness magazines and motorbikes. Okay, astonishing photos revealed inside the abandoned home of Arnold Schwarzenegger, super fan, filled with old motorbikes and memorabilia. The derelict mansion even has old fitness magazines dated back to 1976 with film legend Schwarzenegger on the cover. Okay. Oh, okay, let me read this right, okay. Astonishing photos reveal inside the abandoned home of an Arnold Schwarzenegger superfan filled with old motorbikes and memorabilia. Okay. The derelict mansion even has old fitness magazines dated back to 1976 with film legend Schwarzenegger on the cover. Okay. A sea of motorbikes worth 40,000 lira have been left to rust outside. It is though the house was last lived in 30 years ago by a bodybuilding aficionado, according to Pink Floyd tickets from 1987 found inside. Like I said, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, Predator movies and stuff like that. 3 Kawasaki motorcycles were among many left abandoned outside, while another was left in disarray in the middle of mechanical work. One of the world's most celebrated actors, Schwarzenegger, has many achievements, including world champion bodybuilder, Hollywood action hero, successful business owner, and environmentalist. Okay. Leading roles includes Twins, Predator, and Terminator, where he was seen riding a Harley Davidson Fat Boy motorcycle. Okay. The property hasn't been lived in for decades, according to Pink Floyd tickets inside, dated 1987. Okay, I can believe that. Old magazines was left on display at the property, as well as used cans of beer, bottles left scattered around. Most of the former home structure can be seen completely deteriorating, with large portions of the ceiling and walls falling down entirely. The photos were captured by urban exploration photographer and filmmaker Dave in Ontario, Canada. Yeah, you can. This is crazy. Okay, it was indicated by a calendar from 1990 and some Pink Floyd concert tickets dated 1987. He explained. He also had to wear a respirator to protect himself from mold and dust that completely covered the inside of the property, which had been left for decades. Okay. In this Explorer, we get a look at an abandoned biker death trapped house that has been left untouched for over 30 years, Dave said. This creepy abandoned house has been standing for over 30 years with 3 abandoned motorcycles parked inside. This scary place is a death trap to anyone who ventures inside, and has been left to slowly deteriorate over the years. If you're ever in the area, be sure to avoid this creepy place at all costs. Dark and dingy rooms are still filled with old furniture and rubbish left strewn across the floor. The explorer gave no indication of who the previous resident was and why the property was abandoned. Okay. Old rusty motorbikes are still lined up outside, while others three had been parked inside the house. It would appear the house was left in a hurry, with items not tidied away. The beds had been made but were covered in junk and belongings of the person who once lived there. Okay. All right. Even the staircase was covered with items, with every room so messy the floor was entirely covered. The decorations would have once been bold and striking, with bright red carpets in the hallway paired with sea blue wallpaper. One bedroom has the remains of lilac wallpaper, which is now hanging off the wall, while other is decorated in deep red and yellow. Okay. The kitchen is perhaps the room most intact, with fridge, freezer, and cooker still in place. But what is possibly once a beautiful stone floor complementing an old wooden stable door has been destroyed or left unfinished. Dave stumbled across the property and decided to document its abandoned structure and pass through photography. Yeah. Yeah, that's that golden age of bodybuilding. You got Franco Columbu and Robbie Robinson in the photo. Okay. All right, but I guess the gist. Oh yeah, Robbie Robinson. Yeah, that's the picture of the Bionic Superman. That's Robbie Robinson there. Yeah, but I guess the thing to be that I'm gonna pull up is the scriptures because who has the opportunity to be able to walk away from a spot like this or whatever? Left in a hurry, this, that, and the other, the whole deal. Okay, but these Edomites live like this, and the scriptures call out certain things and whatnot. So let's first go and get these scriptures. Let me go get these scriptures. Go to Genesis first. '27, and let's just get just see what comes up. There we go, 27, starting 38 here. And Esau said to his father, "Hast thou but one blessing, my father?" This is when the blessings was being shelled out. Okay, so and Esau said to his father, "Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father." And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. So Esau crying for a blessing because he think he's been tricked out of the blessing of the firstborn when he actually gave it away because he wanted some raw meat pottage. Okay, and Isaac his answered and said unto him, "Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above," which means she was gonna get a chance to live lavishly. And you read what you had a chance to see what I saw when I was reading. He said at one point in time with the sea blue walls and the deep red carpet, it would have been a bold statement. It'd have been you know, very pompous and very distinguishing in its look. Okay, at one point in time. Okay. Um, and by thy sword shall thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Okay. And all that happened. Edomites was under David at one point in time and all this other kind of stuff. But these things kind of fell apart and whatnot during the course of time and all these other kinds of things. They was chased up into the then they was chased up into the Caucasus Mountains and this type of thing. And then they had a chance to come out from there, you know, in the late 1300s or so and started, getting their foot back into the door. So by the 1400s, they was ruling parts of Spain and these types of things. And that was the Renaissance and the rebirth of this Edomite, okay? And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing, but he hated him because he had gave the deal, and then one thought that Jacob wasn't supposed to take it when it wasn't his anyway. The Lord already told Rebekah what was going down with it, but he was just salty, okay? And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, which is in his mind, "The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob." So Esau had villainy in his heart to slay his brother, the same way Cain slew his brother Cain slew his brother Abel. So see, when we piece these together, we show you characteristics that was pertaining to that person then and then this person here. So this is a characteristic that even to this day, that's why you people want to love these Edomites and these Edomites, especially the elites of it, and it's gonna be calling the shots on this stuff. They got nothing but villainy and hatred in their heart for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, That's what's in their heart. They might be talking about democracy and peace when they go around the world with their peacekeepers and their missions and their military might and all this other kind of stuff. But in the end, it's all to take resources and fuck over people. And that's what their military does. Okay. 42. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said to him, Behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, proposing to kill thee. So his mother told him that, your brother is keeping his mind right now with the idea that he's going to kill you, you know, at some future point in time. So basically, this is the thing that made get up out of here, go and bounce, get up out of here. Okay, so this is the mindset of this man. But he was going to be given the fatness of the land. Now the house is a mansion. How many so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans do you know that has enough money that they can abandon a mansion? So who would be the characteristics of somebody that could do that? What was Cain told that he was going to be able to do? No, actually, what was the serpent told that he was going to be able to do? He was going to move around on his belly, okay, looking for the fatness, okay. Now he's going to have licking up dust. He was going to be licking dust, okay, always trying to fill his belly. Well, here he's being given that, okay. Here Esau is being given. Let's read the next. Okay. Let me see. Let me go up here and see. Okay, yeah, I've read it already. Verse 40, by thy sword thou shalt live, and shalt thou serve thy brother. Okay, so by thy sword thou shalt live. And that's what this Edomite has ran around the world doing. Taking shit by his military might, setting up garrisons in everybody's place, even to this day. So let's go on and jump down here to this one. Psalm 73. Okay. So now, an abandoned property. Okay. We don't know who the owner is, if there's any back taxes or anything else. But it's in such a way. Why hasn't it been demolished in itself? Okay. One of the brothers here had a house and it became unlivable and whatnot as far as just the garage. The city came through and tore the garage down. He didn't ask for it to be torn down. The city tore it down. Okay? So, but here we got a mansion that Canada says hasn't been touched for 30 years. Have they collected taxes on it? Have they this? Have they that? Have they put it up for auction? Have they? It doesn't have any of this kind of information in this particular article, so I don't know what's going on with it. But I know that it's been sitting for over 30 years based off of what I can see. They are not in trouble as other men. Neither are they plagued like other men. Like I said, your place is an eyesore. Your place is this. Your place is that. There would be all kinds of notices that would tell you if it had belonged to a Jake. Why? Because all that stuff would be easy in public record. Okay. Therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain. Violence covers them as a garment. Their eyes stand out. This is the part that made that article actually step out to me though, because when I saw that, this is the scripture that initially jumped in my head. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. People ran from a mansion, left in a hurry. Who can run away from a mansion? Unless you got mansions, plural. See, that's people like Oppenheimer, Bilderberg, DuPont's, Getty's, you know, and these types, and then some. Then you start talking about like the Gates can do it now or whatnot, being high end billionaires or low end trillionaires. But what, Jake, you know, like I said, Michael Jordan is a billionaire, what, a couple $1 billion? He's got a house that's still maintained in Highland Park that he's been trying to sell. I think the last time I checked the price on it or whatever, it came up in a thumbnail across here. It wound up being like on sale now for $5 million. It was on sale at one point in time for $30 million. Now it's on sale for $5 million. Okay, basically just want to move it at this particular point in time. Okay, because it's costing money to maintain it. He wasn't from Chicago. Like I said, all his shit is over there in Carolinas and Miami now. Chicago is where he came and made his money. Okay, got his fame. But he don't need no parts of this. Don't even know if he got businesses here now. I don't hear anything on the news or whatever, or even in passing that Michael Jordan this or Michael Jordan that. I remember Mike Dicker had Dickers, which was like some kind of pork chop eatery type shit that he had downtown at one point in time. But Jordan ain't carrying on like that. See what I'm saying? But he's got that mansion in Highland Park that's been abandoned now for some time. Okay, but it didn't look like this spot at all. So, okay. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. So they speak wickedly about oppression. Oh, y'all need to be free and democracy and this, that, and other, these Edomites. And that's what they talk about. But that ain't what they bring. Okay? They speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully behind the scenes, though. Taking people fucking resources and all this other kind of stuff. So they two-face. As they say, they speak with a forked tongue when they're talking to people. They say one thing and they do the very same thing that they say they're trying to get these other people in their different countries away from, so they go bring democracy. And like I said, but 7 jumped it off, and then as I did a little bit of research on it, boom, all the other scriptures kind of jumped in there. But you see, this man ain't worth shit. This man ain't worth shit. And like I said, he's a slumlord. This Edomite is a slumlord, okay? And the position that he's put the planet in, and the 600 years that he done had complete run over it and whatnot shows you that. Plastic that will swallow up and beach themselves. Landfills full of plastic. Don't think of anything putting in a landfill that's biodegradable. Okay, they done bought up all kinds of 5-man and 6-man coffins and whatnot for what they get ready to do here. Like I said, knowing that he's got great wrath, he's getting ready to come down with all kinds of fucking shit and throw bodies 5 and 6 deep on top of each other and throw them in the ground. Okay, see, that's the difference. When the Lord Yahweh Shah comes through here and put all these people down, as they say, the slain being many, continue employment. All these people that part of heaven, but it's not their heaven, and going to be burying them bodies, that's going to be putting minerals and stuff back into the ground. That's what it's going to be for. So, like I said, the harshness that the Lord has devised is coming down the pipe. And this Edomite and his inability to be able to know how to treasure the earth is coming to an end in the process. So it's all still part of prophecy that this man is going to have to go down that and he's going to be known. It is going to be known that, like I say, he wants to demonize Israelites. Well, the real men of the Lord are going to be telling what he doing in his own kingdom and how fucked up he is in the last days. So this is what this is about right now. These sit downs and whatnot, bringing out their history, bringing out how they leaving the planet, bringing out how they mismanage and misuse shit and whatnot. It's just part of it. Okay. So with that having been said, like I said, just look at what this man is doing, and this is his MO. But then when we point it out, nobody wants to see it. Or the people, I should say, the blind of the world, which is the bulk of the people, can't see it. But for the elect, we can see it clearly. For the hopeful elect, we can see it clearly. So with that, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kakwadash, to the apostles and elders, again, out of GMS out of New York, out of Connecticut, down in Texas, double honors, okay? Brothers, keep pushing this word to the four corners and keep pulling this man's strongholds down any and every place you see him at, okay, through this word. Like I said, for the hopeful elect, hope that's edifying. If you're in the true and the first group, keep holding on and keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. For the second group, the 2/3 that want this shit to carry on, and the other nations, a bar.